Please make sure this gets in the hands of CBS, CNN, MSDNC. Please make sure this gets in the hands of Kamala's team. It will be extremely helpful for them to see that we didn't miss this. We didn't miss when you lied right there. The ABC moderators did because they was paid to, but we not foolish like that. We saw every single trick. We caught it all. No Diddy. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Let's go.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It's got to be smart. We got to do it the right way.
Do you believe in the mandatory buyback of quote-unquote assault weapons?
I do believe that we need to do buyback. Let's remember Charlottesville.
Hold on. Now, let's go back to the buyback program. We just now saw that. She said it twice. She didn't stutter. She didn't mutter, stutter, or utter. She was very clear in the fact. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this whole Charlottesville thing, to find people on both sides. Let's go.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And this...
And hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and go back here. Hold on 1 second.
The Supreme Court had great courage in doing it, and I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. None of us, President, want to get your response to it, President.
Under Governor Tim Walz, shout out to Tampon Timmy. Under Governor Tim Walz, babies born alive in botched abortions were left to be unalived. Okay? Then he removed reporting requirements. And back to the point about the good people on both sides, there's fine people on both sides. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter protesters? Well, guess what? Me and both of my daughters were downtown Washington, D.C. in Black Lives Matter t-shirts with our fists in the air saying, say their names, with our fists in the air marching, with our fists in the air thinking that we were a part of a positive movement. That's when I was vote blue no matter who. But guess what? I was one of the fine people in that bunch, because when it came time to destroy people's properties, when it came time to destroy people's businesses, when it came time to run inside of people's companies and get free stuff in the name of protesting, I was not one of those guys. When it came down to just beating people up just because we were pissed off and we wanted to send a message for Black Lives Mattering, I was not one of those guys. We were one of the fine people. So sometimes when you have these type of settings and you just say, everybody who was downtown during Jan 6 were bad people. They was mean and they was trying to kill everybody. They was trying to burn up the Capitol, and then they was going over to the White House so they could pee on the walls. No, it doesn't work that way. There's always going to be some bad apples in the bunch. And Democrats, please understand this. There are videos out there that show the bad actors, some of the people who were busting in the windows and busting in the doors and doing all kinds of crazy things inside of the Capitol. Those people belong to 3-letter agencies. And that's already been covered up. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I'm doing too much talking. I'm doing way too much talking. Please hit that like button, guys.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went...
Where do you stand on defund the police?
Right. So here's the thing. Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety. And when you have many cities that have 1/3 of their entire city budget focused on policing, we know that is not the smart way and the best way or the right way to achieve safety. If for too long the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong.
And then also, again, what we need to do about demilitarizing our schools.
and taking police officers out of schools.
I've been with Albertsons for 34 years. All the work that's done out in the fields, from the planning to the planting to the...
Yes. During the last school shooting, if it weren't for that adult inside of the school who had a weapon, that school shooting could have went way worse than it did. And again, my heart goes out to those families who were involved in that. But think about that. Somebody has to be there who is trained, who is cool-headed, and who can prevent other knuckleheads who got weapons from doing something ridiculous or even stopping them in their tracks if they've already started. And we've seen that happen. Let's go on. Let's continue to go. We still debunking. We still debunking, baby.
To that point, Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Mexico has taken over a period of 30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country. Think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
He's talking about the economy, purely. You can clearly see he's talking about nothing but the economy, how we do business, both domestic and internationally. That's what he's talking about. If I am the president, being that I know what the hell I'm doing, it's going to be fine. But if you foul up and you vote with your emotions because I'm so mean and I'm so stern and I mean business and I actually fire people when they don't do their jobs, if you're upset with that and you vote for the other side because you want to vote for the cool parent that's going to let you do anything you want to do, what happens in those type of homes? What happens in those type of homes where there's no discipline? The family crumbles, okay? The young girls and the young men get into debaucherous behaviors that would not happen if there were parents, actual adults in the room that say, no, 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 I've been there before. You don't want to go down that path. You're not doing that. They hate this man for that. So he said, if you're going to vote for the fun guys that let you do whatever they want, and they are lying and cheating to make sure that they maintain power, and they're actually robbing you and claiming that they are working for the little guy and going after the rich people, but the people on the Democrats that's voting for them don't realize that all of their friends are wealthy as hell. All of the rich people are on the left. Think about that. Please think about that. So if you're going to vote for that, if you're going to vote for them, it's going to be a bloodbath economically. She knew exactly what she was doing, but she was trying to race bait him. He was trying to anger bait him. He was trying to, sex bait him. All right? And we already know that with the two moderators that were involved in this whole jumping of Trump during the debate, we already titled it the political gangbang. That's exactly what it was. They all was jumping on him and just making sure they took turns. To me, that's called a political gangbang. But what y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments. All right, we got another one. Hold on. That's debunking right there. That right there, that's how you do it. That's how you back it up with actual facts. And it's not made up facts. It's Kamala. It's from her own mouth. It's from her own lips. And the people who are big fans of hers and think that she killed it in the debate, they are just completely disregarding any type of lies that she told. But I have to say this. A lot of those people who disregard those lies that she told, they disregard them because they don't know. They are misinformed. They don't have the information, nor do they care to get the information. They trust in the government that they vote for. That's why they don't go out of their way to do their due diligence. I was one of those guys. I buried my head in the sand so I not have to pay attention to politics because I called it negative. It wasn't fun. We got to talk about adult stuff. We got to talk about the economy. We got to talk about abortion. We got to talk about wars. We got to talk about all this. We got to talk about immigration. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about fun stuff. You know what I mean? At some point, we got to grow the hell up, people. Especially if our votes are on the line. People have died for our votes. For us to be able to vote, they died for our rights, man. Think about that. We got to take it more seriously. And that, I mean, do our homework. All right? Question people, even if they're on our side. Question them. And if you see that what they're saying is true, and you still lean on that side, then cool. That's how it's supposed to be. That's called a thinking person. All right? Check this out right here, guys. I apologize for the colorful language already, but it's about to go down. This lady right here has a whole lot to say about Kamala, and yeah, and she's not holding back any punches. Shout out to this black lady, a real black lady, that got something to say to Kamala. I'm not even going to interrupt it, guys. Let's hit them likes, guys. Hit them likes.
The presidential debate last night was the biggest load of bullshit that I have seen in a very, very, very long time. I think it's pretty damn obvious why Kamala Harris insisted upon having the debate on ABC. Because those motherfuckers were biased as fuck. And it wasn't enough for...
Okay, guys, I told y'all already that it was going to be colorful. I told y'all that. Shout out to my blues, man. Much love to y'all for always being here and helping. But this lady is going off. She's not holding back. Please listen to her heart and not the nasty words that come out of her mouth. The way she's describing it is simply because she is passionate. Extra passionate.
Fuck. And it wasn't enough for her to have the debate on a biased news channel with the assistance of 2 fucking moderators. This unscrupulous heifer still had to find a fucking way to cheat. Look at her earring. Look at that shit. Does this shit look familiar? Yeah, it's an audio earring. Here's another clip of it. So not only...
They're trying to say that those were Tiffany's earrings. They showed a pair of Tiffany's earrings. Like, no, that's not her earrings. She had all these Tiffany earrings with the pearl. Nah, she had a microphone in her ear, bruh. That's what she had. She had a microphone and speakers in her ear because she couldn't do it by herself. They do not trust Kamala Harris. That's why they don't fact check her. That's why they kept teaming up against Trump. That's why they got to pull all these stunts in order for her to become popular or acceptable in the eyes of the voters. That's why they're doing all this. They don't trust that she can do it by herself. Why? Because anytime when she was asked about the border or when she was asked about immigration, this chick gonna go back to when she used to prosecute people back when she was a lawyer. Don't nobody want to talk about that. You talked about that in order to run for president, and guess what? You ain't get no damn votes from talking about that. You got no votes from talking about that. You got the least amount of votes of everybody running. And the only reason why you got picked for VP is because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nobody else has said, but I will. And that's only because Biden was told that you can only get the black vote if you put a black woman on the ticket. And he was like, who can we pick? Well, she ain't black, but you'll pass as black. I think we could pass her off as black. Huh? I think we could pass her off as black. Yeah, Rachel Dolezal, okay. Robert Downey Jr. and what's that movie Robert Downey Jr. was in when he had the black face? Let me tell you something. I was not offended by that movie. I thought that was my best role I've ever seen him play. In that, what movie was that? God dang it, somebody let me know what movie that was that Robert Downey Jr. was in. I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. All right, let's get back to this. I'm gonna shut up.
So not only was it 3 against 1 on a biased channel, but she also had to have the assistance of an earpiece. So someone was telling her what the fuck to say. And for the record, The migrants, the Haitian migrants, are in fact eating the animals. So let's not pretend that Trump is saying some crazy ass shit. And for a party that claims to be so fucking woke, the media is manipulating your ass and you're fucking falling for it.
Yes! Yes! For a party who claim to have their third eye open and they so woke and paying attention to everything, man, y'all don't trust nobody? Well, you seem to trust every damn body. You seem to trust everybody but the ones who are actually giving you facts, but the ones who are actually giving you truth, the ones who are actually leading with God's love in our hearts. You don't want to hear about no truth. You don't want to hear about God's love. You don't want to hear about none of that. But you act like you're so woke and paying attention to things and you'll never be knocked off your square. But you're falling for every damn trick in the book. I'm sorry, lady. I'm not going to interrupt her no more. I promise.
Yeah, it's manipulating your ass and you're fucking falling for it. When the migrants land on your front doorstep, don't complain. When groceries and rent get so high that you can't afford to shelter or feed your family, don't complain. Don't say shit. This is what you fucking wanted. You want to fight for a woman's right to choose, but you can't even fucking define what the fuck a woman is.
Oh!
At this point, everybody...
Where's the mic drop? Where's the mic so I can drop it? God dang it. You want to fight for women's rights? Okay, what is a woman? Anybody who say they want to be a woman? No, that's not a woman. What is a woman? If I answer this, then I'm going to lose billions of dollars from my top donors. I'm not going to answer that. Come on, man. Let's wait until the cameras are off and the microphones are off and nobody's around. All right? All right, and then I can tell you. And I'm going to make sure that you keep your phone in the car. We're going to make sure we scan you to make sure you ain't got no recording devices. And that's the only way we will tell you what a woman is. That's where they are right now, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. This she's almost done.
Everybody is pretty decided. I don't think there's many undecided voters out there. So let's take this motherfucking thing to the goddamn polls. Because I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of pissed off Kamala supporters come November.
I pray that there's a lot of pissed off Kamala supporters come November. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, Madam Butterfly. She said, much love to all. Trump 24. Thank you. Trump 2024. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sarah Marie Olsen Stixer. Rudd. Reeking bias, looking forward to the Fox News debate. If there's a Fox News debate, I will be there. Matter of fact, we should have a watch party. We should have a serious watch party for that, for real. But there's already going to be a ton of YouTube channels and everybody else watching it. That's why I usually wait until after. But we should definitely watch it. If there's another one, if Trump grants her one, then we should definitely have one. And looking at my poll, I asked you guys in the poll or inside of the chat, if you haven't answered it already, please do so. It says, should Trump grant Kamala a second debate? 59% of you said absolutely yes. 41% of you said, nah, I'm good. Hey, I love the fact that y'all are